final up on the king quad snorkel. This is the tricky part here, and I'll show you what I did. This is a Moose Racing air filter kit. This is the cover. So if you take this thing off, right here's a flange. That stock, it's just the flange. I added this. This is a piece of 3/8 rubber fuel line that I cut all the way down the middle of it and wrapped it around this. And then I used some of the gutter caulking, and I put the gutter caulking in this tube first and then pressed it on, and as you can see, it left a nice seal there, and it's locked on like a rock. You can't even, it'd be hard to even get this off by hand. But, so that's what I did. And then where this threads in up top, what I'm going to do is when I put the air filter in there, the air filter sits right on this rim and, you know, the flange. And what I'm going to do is squish this down on top of it, and I'm going to put a bead of that caulk right underneath this, the gutter caulk, and underneath this washer. I'm going to press that down, then I'm going to put a little bead right here and press this down and thread it down tight, and then just clean around it, make sure you have no air gaps. And then I'm going to run a bead all the way around this and just seal, because your air filter actually stays exposed in between these two lips. And my belief is, even if you're in water and you're pulling air through the air intake, you know, on a hard bog through a swamp, the water can still get wicked through this air filter, I believe, and get inside. I mean, it's possible. So what you got to do, I know you can change your air filter all the time, and clean it, but, you know, put a seal right around this, and then afterwards just take a utility knife and just kind of, you know, work your way around it, and you'll be able to peel this right off, and then just redo it when you're done. That way you're 100% waterproofed. That's my idea on it. You can see my backing plate's all sealed up with all the caulking and everything. And then, so onto the intake. Goes right across the front and comes through here. Give you a little view under the fender. You know, and you can see it going across the front, right, the 90s right over. And then you have to do a little tricky stuff there to make it work. And I'm going to have to custom fit my inner fender, my inner wheel well. I'm just going to cut around it and notch it out. And I should still be able to bolt it up. It clears the headlight. Headlight goes here. I still got to put mine in. I got a little more bumper work to do. That's what I did there. And then this side is the other two. And the angles are a little bit off, but you can probably mess with them later. I'm going to get some full down tube candy canes. They're one piece, you know, 180 degree. Then those both thread on. You see the thread couplers there. And then underneath the fender here, you see what I did. There's the spot where it transitions from 1.5 to 2, and then it comes up, and you got to do, you know, a bunch of 22s, a little piece of stick, 22, some stick. There's that's like a 50-inch, a 50 degree. It's a little more than a 45. I believe it's a 50. I'm not positive, but that's what that is, and that comes up through there, glued to the thread, to the coupler up top. And then the other one. This is the exhaust for the CVT. I just did all that. There's a bunch of 22s in there, and another 50 there, 22, you know, 45. And then in here, I RVT'd. I did that, not RVT, I did a gutter caulking all the way around this. All of these individually. This is a 2-inch fern coat that slides into this factory boot. And then I sealed in between every one of these individually and put them all together, and there's a stick of pipe in the 45 going into here. Actually, you can feel it right here where it ends, and that way these have something to clamp to and bite down. Same thing with here, RVT sealed, bolted all this down. I actually just did that over because I had to add some. But yeah, so that's it. That 1.5 inch, you've already seen, you know, the section comes out and around, and that's all glued and sealed. RVT'd this too. And another big thing is your differential breather line. That's for your rear axle. And what I did is put this in, and I added to it with some hose clamps. You can't see it right here, but right here starts a new line that I added. And I put some hose clamps on it, and you got to kind of get tricky going down through here, through your body, because there's a pinch point that will actually pinch it. But sent this all the way up underneath the front fenders here, all the way up through the headset, And as you can see, it comes right up to here. And I've just kind of did something, you know, I'm just messing around. I'm going to figure something out, but, you know, basically, I got my vent hose, you know, right here. So it brings it up, and, you know, you can get tricky and stick it wherever you want. You could even mount it in here. It was another thought of a friend of mine. But I did that one, and here's the next important one, is your tank has an intake vent line that comes right out, and it ends right here if you have your plastics off. But I added onto that, and I sent mine, you can see it, sent it all the way up through where the wiring is. You can see it coming through here. And same thing, I used some hose clamps and brought that all the way up through by the wiring, shot it all the way up through the front here, and brought it right to here. So now I know my fuel tank's good to breathe. You know, as long as these are up out of the water, you know, as the machine burns the fuel, it's going to be sucking all that air in, and I believe you got to keep that up. And I did a little test. You can blow in. It's got a one-way valve, check valve in here, underneath the plastic. But as you blow it in, boy, I'll tell you, it forces right up. It needs a place to go. You can crack it and see. But yeah, those are two good pointers to add in. Nobody else really mentions that. Kind of learn it for yourself. But other than that, the front one's on a diaphragm, so you don't have to worry about it. And minus the, you know, doing the waterproofing, the electrical components, the winch and whatnot, you know, we're going to be fully submersible. All right. See you.